call this meeting to order. This is the Scotch Plains Family Board of Education open agenda meeting, April 11th, 2019. We just came from exec where we talked about personnel agenda, suspension and detention, special education personnel, and a report. We will go back into executive session after this meeting, but no action will be taken. At this time, Mrs. Saradecki, will you please call the roll?
Mrs. Bauer?
Here.
Ms. Flora? Here. Ms. Brody?
Here.
Ms. Williams?
Here.
Ms. Winkler?
Here.
Mr. Murray?
Here.
Dr. Kolakowski?
Here.
Quorum is present.
Thank you, Mrs. Saradecki. Will you please join me in the salute to the flag? Ready?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
At this time, we have additions to the agenda. 1 LET, postcards received regarding negotiations. 2 LET, petition received regarding negotiations. 3 LET, email received regarding weight room and girls' locker room. And 3S, field trip additional. 8 BUS, proposed security entrance bid award, bid information. 11 BUS, renewal of the NJSIAA membership for the FY 2019-2020. The New Jersey Public Meeting Law was enacted to ensure the right of the public to have advance notice and to attend meetings of public bodies at which any business affecting their interest is discussed or acted upon. In accordance with the provisions of this Act, the Scotch Plains Family Board of Education has caused notice of this meeting to be published by having the date, time, and place thereof posted at the Board of Education offices located at Cedar Street and Evergreen Avenue, Scotch Plains, New Jersey. Such notice was also provided in written notice form to the Times, the Township Clerk of Scotch Plains, the Borough Clerk of Fanwood, and the annual notice of the regularly scheduled meetings adopted March 29, 2018. If there's no other additions to the agenda, we'll move on to the instructional update.
Thank you. At this time, I would like to ask Kevin Holloway to come forward, because I would like Kevin to introduce Kara Archula, and those who are here with Kara, because we have a representative from the Veterans of Foreign Wars, we would like to hear from you as well, so that you can speak to how important this activity is. And so, Kara, if you could come forward this time, Dr. Holloway, you can kind of frame the wonderful accomplishment that Kara has achieved.
So it's my pleasure to introduce Kara Archula. Kara entered the VFW essay contest, and she won for Union County and the state of New Jersey. She went on to national, and what place did she go?
16 sounds good.
16 at the national level. So we're really excited for Kara's accomplishment. I'm also going to introduce Joe McCourt. Joe is from the VFW, and he brings this opportunity to our students each year. So I'll let him introduce the contest, and then Kara, you're going to share your essay with us.
Thank you, Dr. Holloway. Again, my name is Joe McCourt. I'm affiliated with Veterans Carnival Post 10122, and the champion for the Patriots 10 Youth Essay Writing Contest. I started in 1996 this VFW program. It's a nationwide youth essay contest which gives students an opportunity to write compositions expressing their views on democracy and patriotism. This year, more than 111,000 middle school students throughout the country participated in this contest. There were 6,210 entries in the state of New Jersey, and the national winner was awarded a $5,000 scholarship back in March. Eligibility is 6th, 7th, and 8th grade students in middle school are eligible to participate. It's a written essay, 300 to 400 words, original in content. There are 4 levels of competition. The postal local level, in our case, it's the students from Scotch Plains Fanwood, from Terrell Middle School, Park Middle School, and St. Bartholomew Academy. The winners there go on to the county or district level, and the winner at the district level then goes up to the state or department level, and the winner at that level goes up to the national level. And judging criteria for the contest: knowledge of theme development, and clarity of ideas. The theme for this year is Why I Honor the American Flag. So as Dr. Holloway mentioned, in our competition, our local competition, Carol placed first. Then at the county level, she placed first. At the state level, she placed first. And then she went on to the national level where she placed 16th. At that level, she was awarded a $1,000 scholarship. And, so on behalf of the veterans of BSW Post 112, I want to thank the teachers at Terrell Middle School and also at Park Middle School for participating in this program, especially Dr. Holloway, who's been sponsoring us for many, many years. And I look forward to standing up here next year to award another scholarship. Harold, turn it over to you.
Why honor the American flag? The American flag means many things to many people. To some, it is as a beacon of freedom. To others, a reminder of why some give their lives for our nation. Others see our flag as a symbol of power and dominance around the world. I see it as a reminder of my family members who proudly served in the United States military. Those 50 stars and 15 stripes are why my father, uncle, and 2 grandfathers made their contribution to protecting the United States of America. I honor the American flag because it is part of my identity as an American citizen, and I am thankful to be part of the greatest nation in the world. I honor the flag as a way to show my respect to all those who have served. Some served and came home to continue contributing to our nation's work and family. Others made the ultimate sacrifice. I honor their memory whenever I see our flag. When I cheer at football games, I look at our flag on the field and sing the American anthem. I feel a twinge of sadness for those that gave their lives to protect the flag and our way of life. But then, I feel pride and happiness that our country has made free because of the men and women who fought for the flag. My father, a surgeon, was a major in the U.S. Army during the Vietnam War. My one grandfather served in the U.S. Army Air Force during World War II. My other grandfather served in the U.S. Navy from 1946 to 1951. Finally, my uncle was a pilot in the U.S. Air Force in 1970. All of these men were and are fiercely proud of their time in service. Their experience in the military helped form the kind of men they were to be: responsible, honorable, respectful, and hardworking. These men in my life have instilled the same values in me, and for that I honor the flag. I'm grateful that this symbol of ours has given many generations of purpose and meaning to their lives. I look at the flag and remember that I am part of something grander and larger. I am an American.
So at this time, Kara, don't go away. Come back up, and we would like you to invite your parents up, because we know that your father was part of the inspiration for your essay. So your father and mother are here, and we have a resolution that the board has developed to honor you, and we will be reading that resolution so that everyone can hear it.
Whereas the VFW Patriots Pen Essay Contest is nationally acclaimed and the student recognition program established and supported by the Veterans of Foreign War to encourage middle school students to appreciate the valuable service of our nation's veterans through research, reflection, and written communication skills. And whereas Kara Argilla, an 8th grade student at Terrell Middle School, is a conscientious and dedicated student who seeks opportunities to further her growth and learning outside the classroom. And whereas Kara sees the opportunity to grow and enter the VFW Patriots Pen Essay Contest with a written composition entitled Why I Honor the American Flag, and whereas Kara won first place over 6,000 participants in grades 6 through 8 in the state of New Jersey, as well as achieving first place overall in the VFW Memorial Post 10122 at the Union County level honor. And whereas we congratulate Kara on her efforts and determination in participating in this prestigious program. And whereas this is truly an honor to have Kara's work recognized among the national level submissions as well, now therefore be it resolved that the Scotch Plains Family Board of Education extends its sincere congratulations to to Kara Argila for receiving the first place award at the county and state levels for her literary work entitled Why I Honor the Flag, and extends best wishes and continued success. Congratulations, Kara.
Mr. McCoy, if you want to join in the picture, come on up. You come out.
You want to go behind?
Yeah, come out from behind the podium.
Just one more. Thank you.
So Kara, if board members may want to, just, Kara can say a few, because the board members may have some comments or questions, or...
I just want to say, great job. I think that was fantastically written. Congratulations. I think that, that achievement is unbelievable, just based on the numbers that were read. And I want to thank the gentlemen that are here for their service to our country and the rest of your family members, because I really believe, that is a testament to, what they've done to help keep this country safe. So thank you.
It's an outstanding essay. Thank you.
I would echo what Evan says, and I think you summed it up really well, both in the acknowledgement to your family and the service that they've had, and thank you, but as well in really expressing yourself so well and being so confident and doing so well. So congratulations.
Congratulations again, and it was very impressive. And just to let you know, I actually had the pleasure of graduating with your mom a couple years ago. Very, very proud of you, thank you. And I have to say, it's really refreshing, a young person like yourself, to have so much passion for the flag and for the country, so thank you.
And we're glad you feel better. Okay, thank you. We have a motion.
All those in favor of, I need a second first of all, because I made the motion. Okay, and all those in favor of passing the resolution for Karen?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstaining? Motion carries.
Congratulations, Karen. Thank you. And now the second part of our instructional update tonight. We have little Gap here tonight, and obviously Dr. Holloway is here as well. And this is very special because we have a group of students from Terrell Middle School who are participating in the New Jersey National History Day reflection program. And so with that, I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Yap. He's going to bring up the students and introduce them so we can hear about what they're doing.
Mr. Girachi was a helpful person in this experience, so he wasn't unable to make it because of the family emergency, but I wanted to read something from him that he typed out.
Thank you.
Okay, so good evening. I would like to thank the board for this welcome opportunity to speak about the valuable experience that a group of Terrell Middle School students have engaged throughout the course of the school year. More specifically, I'm referring to the New Jersey National History Day program, which is a recognized component of the National History Day. Through History Day, students are able to explore a chosen topic related to an annual theme that is tied to a universal, enduring understanding vis-a-vis the human experience. This year's theme, Tragedy and Triumph in History, afforded Terrell Middle School students the academic, lively chance to discern which topic would be of most interest to them, as well as the choice of format which to present that topic. The results for and from our students in that end were nothing short of outstanding. I would like to thank very much Mrs. Nancy Norris Bauer, who I had the pleasure working with for so many years now. I'd like to thank her not only for her leadership roles at the state level when it comes to a program that does so much to cultivate 21st century learning skills, but also her initial outreach and constant guidance when it came to implementing the program for our students. I would like to thank Dr. Kevin Holloway for his ever-ready affirmative response for instituting such practices at Terrell for his logistical know-how and his treasured insights throughout this adventure as well. Well, since he's not here, I'll go over to my part. I would like to thank Mr. Jirachi and Dr. Holloway for the opportunity to work with these fine students. I appreciate the responsiveness of the board and Mrs. Saradaki to approve the funds for the students' registration. It was a learning curve for me with all these deadlines that were very close. And that's definitely a terrible experience. Deadlines. I want to thank Mrs. Gower for putting me in touch with Barbara Galla. Mrs. Galla was a valuable asset in guiding me in my first NJ History Day experience. And now on to the students. The students really worked hard on this project. The students had to drive an initiative and created a schedule to come to the media center Tuesdays and Thursdays during lunch. It was a pleasure to provide suggestions and resources for the students. What was really a pleasure as a media specialist is to find primary sources for the students. And those primary sources provided inspiration of their creative pieces. The first project was the Battle of the Georges, and the other project that we entered for the regional competition was A Journey of a Lifetime Along the Kinder Transport. Unfortunately, Ashley Holberman, who did the Kinder Transport project, wasn't able to come, but I have the students from the Battle of the Georges here with me who will go on to proceed to the state competition at William Patterson on Saturday, May 4th. You guys can come up. I'll introduce our students, and I also have certificates for them too. So, excuse me, this is Rubina Sang, Shreya Nara, Sadie Bower, and Sana Mahajan. So, I wanted to give them the floor. Do you want to take pictures now, or? I told them before that the board had invited them to come and speak, and so I said, I'll just prompt you with these two questions, so it kind of helps the blood flow with what you want to say. So tell them about your experience with National History Day, and then, working together as a group on this project.
So on March 9, Saturday, 2019, we, Shreya, Sana, Sadie, and I all went to Keene University for National History Day to perform our rap battle. It's called the Battle of the Georges. Basically, it's a rap battle between George Washington, myself, and King George, Sadie, also including Alexander Hamilton, which is Sana, and British General Howe, which is Shreya. Through our experience of making the rap and also performing it, we learned a lot of many important skills which we will use in our future, such as creativity, leadership, independence, and also thinking on our feet.
So I would like to add on to what Rubina said. Yeah, she's right. We did learn many things here. We learned how to collaborate as a group, and we learned how to perform in front of judges who were actually watching us and critiquing us, and they've never seen us before. So the setup was kind of scary because the judges were right in front of us, but we learned how to ignore the nervousness and perform to the best of our ability.
So our experience overall was really good. It was really fun going there that Saturday because before the whole presenting thing, we got to learn a lot at Keene, and we got to watch another person present, and we learned a lot also while doing the project, while finding all the sources and writing it. Yeah, we really learned a lot when we presented too, because we were able to like present in front of judges and
Public speaking is difficult.
and it was like really fun going there that day and presenting and being judged. I would also like to talk about the creation of the project. Basically, it was a long journey, but we got all the way to state, so it was worth it. So the project started off as a school assignment. Credits to our social studies teacher, Ms. Hewlett, for implementing the assignment. Sadie and I wrote the rap and we performed it, and she really loved it. So then we brought Sana and Shreya into it, and we started meeting in the media center on Tuesdays and Thursdays, finding our sources, writing the process paper, and with a lot of hard work and dedication, we got to where we are today.
How many people did you actually perform in front of? You said there were judges and everything, but how many people were in the audience? About?
Well, there were only 3 judges. Our social studies teacher came, Miss Hewlett, so that's 4. My mom was there, that's 5. Rubina's parents were there, that's 7. And then Sadie's mom was there, that's 8. And then Sana's parents were there, so that's 10.
And the other students that were making their presentation as well, were they in the audience as well?
I'm sorry?
Other people in the audience, like the other presenters like yourselves?
No, there weren't any.
You think you can give us a little sample of what you did?
Of what we did? So, we basically, wait, what, a sample? Like,
Yeah, we want to hear the rap. We want to see it in action.
Yeah.
all right, we'll come up to the front.
Okay.
Should I stand?
The mic comes out of there.
You can take the mic out.
Sorry, I have to apologize. I didn't ask that part. But you do how you do in the media center. Just sit at a table when you were meeting
We're
someone.
gonna start with the
Face
that way.
Here?
Yeah, because the public, yeah, the public can hear you too.
Greetings, fellow Britons and unbearable patriots. This is British Admiral Howe, and today I'm here to welcome you to my side of the American Revolution.
No, this is about the Americans here. I'm Alexander Hamilton. My topmost priority is to terminate the British rule once and for all. Ew, it's the American George. Oh, you want to go, King George? Yes, but first I shall have my afternoon tea. No time for tea, it's showtime. Fine, carry on. You are a brat and that is the tea. Without you, we would be as happy as can be. Everybody knows it's time to act. You tax us way too much and that is a fact. The Declaration, the Declaration. We ain't got no hesitation. Hesitation, hesitation. The British never got an invitation. You blocked our trade with other countries, yet we were out fighting while you was in your undies, undies, countries, countries. Yo, we have a right to lay our government's foundation. We got safety and equality with organization. It's so true that all men are created equal. You are in the past. Let's not give this story a sequel.
For armies in our countries who were slapped to the face, but our brothers will fix everything. They know our fate. Blocked our harbor, killed some of us too. Guys, this is enough. Now we are through.
You are all hopeless brats, it's always been true. You're welcome for protecting you. These grievances are just whines about me. You are asking for the tax on your tea.
The Declaration, the Declaration. You don't need a new nation, new nation, new nation. We don't need an invitation.
So don't be babies with all of your complaints. We struggle to, gosh, I think I'm gonna life, liberty, happiness, pish posh, abolishing bad governments. Are you ready for the aftershock? Now have some respect, we got rid of the French. You were on the sidelines, sitting on the bench. You petitioned for redress, but you know you were wrong. Our laws are respectable, we've been saying all along.
And do I have to mention that I am your king, so you can't just change that with this declaration thing? Don't you dare attack me, because you know I'm right. You'll lose, but don't worry, if you want, we can still fight.
Thank you so much. I see why you won, and I wish you much luck at the next level. I hope I see you in Washington.
So now we can do the photo.
And can I just say, because I've known some of these girls for quite a while, and I am just so impressed. I never knew any of you guys had those accents. That was fabulous, and way to go. Every Tuesday and Thursday, guys. That's pretty, that's a lot of dedication, kudos.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for coming out, Mr. Yap, and I mean, you're wonderful students, and too bad the other students come along, but these are wonderful.
Well, thank you.
Well, I just wanted to say, ladies, how exciting it is for me, because I'm usually working with the judges in the back room, and I don't get to see the performances. But I have to say that I always ask the judges when they come in, so how was it? And they were raving about your performance. So even though I can't root for anybody, I do sort of have my fingers crossed. And I wish you lots of luck. And one of the things that makes me always want to continue with History Day is the kinds of things you talked about, because, and I think I said at the awards ceremony, whether you know, how far you go isn't the most important thing. It's the journey, it's the things that you learn, and I think I shared the examples of PhD students at Princeton, some of whom went all the way, and others who made it at various levels. So I know we're all really proud of you, and I think they have no idea about the real work you did. If they'd seen your annotated bibliography, you should have brought that and passed it around tonight. You probably didn't know what an annotated bibliography was before you started on this journey, but helps you for college too. And a tribute to Mr. Yap for jumping in, meeting all the deadlines and everything that was involved in supporting you all. So good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you, parents, for supporting all of this, because we know that you'll need to travel with them and make sure they get to where they need to go, and we appreciate your support as well. I did get to speak with Mr. Giraci today. He's very excited, as is Mr. Yap and Dr. Holloway and your teachers. So we're very proud of you and wish you only the best.
Thank you very much. On the 25th of April, we will be recognizing Education student Tristan Ray and have the public hearing and final adoption of the 2019-2020 budget. In accordance with the Scotch Plains Family Public Schools bylaws 0164 and 0165, the meeting will be open for 15 minutes. For public comments, maximum of 2 minutes per speaker. Speakers addressing superintendent items, business functions, and other board business will be heard first. If time remains, speakers may address other matters. When you step up to the podium, please state your name and the town in which you reside.
Your school. Excuse me.
Oh, thank you.
Seeing no one, we will have another opportunity later for public comment. We'll move on to the curriculum reports, excuse me, committee reports. All right.
I have two reports. So I have facilities report. So the facilities committee met earlier in the week. Just three updates. One being the new high school digital sign installation has been progressing. So I think we're anticipating a completion in the next few weeks. So that's moving along nicely. McGinn School, so in the Scotts Plains Rec Commission, during their meeting, and they had requested the use of McGinn School gym and multi-purpose room for summer camp on the days that it rains, so that camp can proceed without being canceled. And then the last is Cole School Playground. They're looking at adding sidewalks and a potential concrete slab next to the existing playground and adding some ADA compliant equipment onto that. So that'll make that playground ADA compliant and provide a pathway for accessibility, which is currently not there. And that was it for the facilities meeting.
Want me to roll into finance?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Murray. Mrs. Burley?
Our submitted budget has been approved by the Executive County BA. The budget is now being reviewed by the Executive County Superintendent. At the meeting tonight's meeting, Ms. Sarah Dackey will be asking for the board to approve subscription busing for the 19-20 school year at a rate of $620, which is no increase. Also tonight, she'll be asking for the board to approve an inventory review of capital assets, new purchases as well as existing assets, and calculation of depreciation for our auditors. The cost is $2,600, a decrease of $400 from last year, 13%. And they come in and go through the school, and they inventory all of the capital assets in all the schools and categorize them and make sure that they are still here as they should be, and categorize the new ones. And we also discussed the Cole School and also the high school security vestibule bid is taking place, took place on April 10th, and is hoping to have a clear award for the meeting. That's it.
Thank you, Ms. Burley. Any other reports?
Curriculum report. Curriculum committee met on the 8th. There were two items on our agenda. The first was a presentation by a company, Linkit. We had Chad Marcus, the Linkit Chief Academic Officer, came and addressed the committee about Linkit's data warehousing, assessment, and analytics services. Linkit works with 165 districts in New Jersey. It is being piloted in 45 other districts in New Jersey. It's an online platform that offers comparisons of third-party data, like the PARC and the NJSLA testing, as well as district data, including comparisons of SPF data to state and county data, as well as cohort analyses. It can also de-aggregate data along various demographics. The program can also be used by the district to create tests and benchmark assessments. Data can be examined by teachers to follow a student year to year or to compare a student's performance within a class or district-wide. The interface of the program is color-coded, easy to read and navigate, and user-friendly. Linkit also offers on-site professional development, regional professional development, and user groups. Examining data at this level is a capability that the district does not currently have. We'll continue to explore data warehousing and assessment services to get the best services to meet district needs and the best costs that we can find. The other item on our agenda was a textbook proposal for AP US Government and Politics. The text that they're currently using is the 2007 edition, Lanahan Readings in American Polity. This book. The AP test is now placing greater emphasis on analysis of sources such as speeches, policy statements, government documents, and founding documents rather than memorization of the facts. The newer edition that we're looking to purchase provides 31 additional documents that were written after 2007. So the requested action is that the board adopt the Ciro and Ladd, the Lanahan Readings in the American Polity 6th edition, published 2016. Cost is $36 per book. 8 copies are needed for a total of $2,880. That concludes my report.
Thank you, Mrs. Winkler. Nice small book.
With the
little tiny prints.
You have to have your eyes.
Would be a lot bigger as this print work. More easily legible. Any other reports? Mrs. Ballard?
I'd like to report for the negotiations committee that we're very happy to report that we reached a tentative agreement with the SPFEA. We haven't briefed the board yet, so we can't discuss it in detail, but we will later. And want to thank the board members and the SPFEA representatives who worked hard to reach this agreement.
Yes, Mrs. Ballard, thank you, and I also thank Debbie and Tanya and yourself for spending all those long hours and many times of meeting, and we really appreciate all the hard work that you have done for us as a board. And any other? Okay, seeing no one else, we'll move on to letters to the board. One LET were postcards from Alan Ravello of Scotch Plains and Phyllis Ravello of Scotch Plains, those died. Sister of Phyllis Ravello, Miranda Shimko of Scotch Plains, the Terrell family of Scotch Plains, and an anonymous regarding the negotiations. 2 LET was a petition from the Scotch Plains and Fairwood residents regarding negotiations. 3 LET was an email regarding weight room and girls' locker room. Dr. Hayes, that brings us back to the superintendent.
Thank you. At this time, we do not have any out-of-district placements. To us, at this meeting, I would like the board to affirm the superintendent's decisions in the 3 harassment, intimidation, and bullying cases reported in executive session on March 28, 2019. The 3 cases are as listed on the agenda.
Can I have a motion?
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. And I was just to say, any abstentions? 2 abstentions, Ms. Brody and Ms. Winkler. And anybody say no? And the motion carries.
Thank you. And I would like the board to approve the following field trips. Terrell Middle School supplementary class of 11 students will be traveling to Hyatt Hills Mini Golf Course in Clark on June 14th. They will be introduced to the sport of golf, which is a lifelong activity. And our high school financial literacy group will be attending the Federal Reserve in New York City on Tuesday, April 16th, along with Dr. Heisey. The club has made it to the semifinal round of competition and will facilitate a presentation to judges regarding whether interest rates should be increased, lowered, or remain the same based on current economic growth. They will be taking public transportation, and I do want to acknowledge that these students, as well as Dr. Heisey, are giving up time over their spring break to attend this.
Outstanding. Can I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Any abstaining? Motion carries.
Thank you. And I would ask that the board approve the personnel agenda as reviewed in exec this evening.
Can I have a motion? So
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Oh, excuse me, Mrs. Saradaki. Mrs. Saradaki, would you please call the roll?
Mrs. Winkler?
Yes.
Mr. Murray?
Yes.
Mrs. Bauer?
Yes.
Mrs. Burrow?
Yes.
Mrs. Brody?
Yes.
Mrs. Williams?
Yes.
Dr. Kulikowski?
Yes. Motion carries. Thank you, Mrs. Saradaki.
And that concludes my report.
Thank you, Dr. Hayes. Going right back to Mrs. Saradaki, are you ready for the business functions?
Yes, and there's only 2 that I'm looking for our vote this evening. The first one is 1BUS, the approval of staff training on the superintendent's recommendations as indicated on the April 11, 2019 report. And the second item is 8 BUS, the proposed security entrances bid award. We had 4 bids for the, and this is for the actual construction, the doors and the panels. This does not include the buzzer system, which will come separately. But this is C&M door controls, the lowest bid of $165,000, and this is for all 7 schools. The high school has already been completed, so it's the other 7 schools.
Okay, can I have a motion?
Second.
Any discussion? Any questions? All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries.
The other items I'd like to review for next 2 weeks from now. 2 BUS is the board's acknowledgement of the receipt of the disbursement listings for the month of March 2019. 3 BUS, the receipt of the fire and security drill reports for the month of March 2019. 4 BUS, the continuation of the subscription busing program at the current rate of $625 per year. No change for the 2019-20 school year. 5 BUS will be the monthly tax payments by municipality for 2019-20. 6 BUS is vendor to perform the asset inventory. He comes in, he tags all of the purchases that we made in 2018-19. He verifies several assets that have previously been reported to make sure that they appear to still be in the district. And then he does a depreciation calculation for the auditors. 7 BUS, there will be the award of the athletic bid through Educational Data Services. And here you just see the actual amounts that were awarded to each vendor. 9 BUS are the business reports for the month of March 2019. 10 BUS will be the bill list. And 11 BUS will be the renewal of the NJSIAA membership for 2019-20. And that's my report.
Thank you, Ms. Saragaki. I just have a question. So the key goes in and he tags everything. It's one person that does the asset inventory, or is it
It's his company. I'm sorry,
It will be
yes.
more than one person.
Yes, it's a gentleman.
So that's a hefty job to do for one person.
Yes. But he has done a full inventory twice of our assets, and one was last year. So this year, he'll just be tagging our current assets and then verifying. I don't know how many selects it does, and there are 20 assets that you consider significant that he'll verify that are still like an audit type thing.
Thanks for that clarification. Anybody else have a question?
Are the subscription bus routes the same as they have been?
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Moving on to board policies. I would like to move, or at the next meeting, I will move that the board approve second and final reading and adoption of the following policies. Policy 2422, health and physical education. Policy 2425, physical education being abolished. Policy 2431.3, practice in preseason heat acclimation for school-sponsored athletics and extracurricular activities. Policy 2610, educational program evaluation. Policy 4219, commercial driver's license, controlled substance and alcohol use testing. Policy and regulation 5111, eligibility of resident and non-resident students. Policy 5337 on service animals. Policy 5756 on transgender students. Policy and regulation 7440, school district security. Policy 2415.06, unsafe school choice option. Regulation 2460.8, special education, free and appropriate public education. Regulation 5530, substance abuse. Policy and regulation 5600, student discipline code of conduct. Policy and regulation 5611, removal of students for firearms offenses.
Policy and Regulation 5612, assaults on District Board of Education members or employees. Policy and Regulation 5613, removal of students for assaults with weapons offenses. Policy and Regulation 8461, reporting violent vandalism, harassment, intimidation, bullying, alcohol, and other drug offenses. I believe that Dr. Hayes gave a more full report at the meeting I missed in March with a description of the changes to these policies. Thank you, Mrs. Winter. Does anybody have any questions? Thanks for reading that. New board business. Does anybody have any new board business? Other board business. Any requests to attend workshops?
I do think it's time for us to decide who's going to the Garden State Coalition of Schools annual meeting, and that's May 29th. I think our RSVPs are due, so I know we usually have a number of people that attend. And
I had sent an email out to everyone, and some people said I can't go, and I didn't. I forwarded the responses directly to you.
I don't know, but I don't have a list. Can we take it in?
I know.
I'm planning to do it.
Is it the 8th or the 29th?
The 29th.
it's May 29th in the morning.
8:30
At 4.
It's a Wednesday.
I have conflicts.
Okay.
The Garden State Coalition of Schools meeting, their breakfast is on the same day as we recognize the governor teacher of the year who was at Kane University. So Karen and I will be at Kane with our teachers, and likely Dr. Mask will be with the board members who are attending Garden State Coalition of Schools meeting.
Yeah, that's the one.
Okay.
I think that a number of people are speaking.
Right, it was on panel.
Yes, and we need attendance because I believe there's a fee to attend.
Yes.
Oh, you're a yes? You said a yes, right? Okay. So I'll check with
Cindy.
yes, I'll check with them and then we'll get it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The community county school boards on the week.
Right. At 6.
There's a recognition on that.
Oh, yes, for some of our folks who are reaching 10 years.
I will be attending the May 8th Hughes County School Board.
Amy Winkler.
Okay, I think you signed yourself up.
I didn't
And there's no charge for that.
No.
Oh, you
Amy, you're going to that.
That's,
What day was that?
May 8th, Wednesday.
At the West in Garwood.
Yes.
now that's something everybody can go online and sign themselves up for. And there's no charge for that.
Any others? Okay, I read any workshop reports. Seeing none, we'll move on to the Staff Appreciation Week for 2019 as 2OEB. And there is a resolution there that we'll be reading next meeting. 3OBB is the retiree resolutions, also to be read at our next meeting. Also at the next meeting, we will have the approval of the minutes from March 14th, open agenda, March 14th, executive session, March 28th, executive session, and March 28th for the regular board meeting. At this time, in accordance with Scotch Plains Family Public Schools Bylaw 0164, 0165, the meeting will be open for 15 minutes for public comments. The maximum 2 minutes per speaker. Speakers addressing superintendent items, business functions, and other board business will be heard first. If time remains, speakers may address other matters. When you approach the podium, please state your name and the town in which you reside. Seeing no one, we'll move on to the good of the order. Does anybody have comments for the good of the order? Hi, Mrs. Winkler?
I do too. First, I want to say that huge congratulations to our high school music department on a very successful competition that they went to in Boston last week. They had quite the time up there. I got little snippets of it from my daughter who was among them. But they placed first in every category. The only thing that didn't place first was in the one category where the chamber choir and the select choir were both in the same category. The chamber choir got first and select got second. But the men's choir, all of them, first place superior, men's choir, select, chamber, concert, Con, the Winter Guard, the concert band, the jazz band, the Moon Blowers, wind ensemble, symphonic band, and rhythm sense, all with superior ratings. And we also had some overall awards. Overall jazz soloist awards went to Stephen Oduro and Alan Romero. Overall best accompanist went to Sarah Gorman. Overall vocal solo to Megan Sheehy. Overall jazz band for the Moon Blowers, overall concert band to the wind ensemble, and overall concert choir to the chamber choir. So I feel bad for other schools that travel to attend any competitions against our music department. So that was, kudos to the music department, to Mr. Millette and Mr. Thomas and Mrs. Allen, and to Mr. Gillick and Mr. Rio, and all the instructors who are involved in helping bring this together, and all the parents. There were a bunch of parent volunteers who went on the trip as well, and to the music boosters who do quite a bit to organize and sponsor and make it come together. So it was quite successful for them. The other thing I wanted to mention was that junior in our high school, Matt Skolar, was presented with an award. I had the pleasure of attending the ceremony on Tuesday evening. He received the Princeton Prize in Race Relations. There's the Princeton Prize in Race Relations of Northern New Jersey Committee that got together there. He had applied for it relative to, specifically, I was there as a member for Social Justice Matters. He had applied based on, I'm just going to read his thing because I'm having difficulty making a sentence at the moment. After Matt Skolar wrote a letter to the editor of an online community newspaper, that would be TAP, about the graffiti at the high school back in October. He was invited to get involved with Social Justice Matters, which is a local organization committed to unifying the community through discussion and inquiry about race. He was one of 3 students from our high school who had written letters to the TAP, as well as Matt. There was also Vanessa Handy and Sarah Barshap, both seniors at the high school this year. Social Justice Matters reached out to the 3 of them and asked them if they would be willing to come in and do a program with us for Martin Luther King Day of Service. And they agreed, and they worked together to create a program that they titled Breaking the Labels, Uplifting Student Voices, where there was a large group and smaller group discussions about race, ethnicity, religion, and the labels that we give ourselves or that others give to us. Participants dug in and talked about why such conversations may be difficult or uncomfortable, but eventually can lead to breaking the labels. and a more unified community. And so with that as the basis for for his application, he applied. The other two students who helped him, who worked with him on the project, the three of them, it was a group effort. They did not apply for the award, otherwise I suspect they would also have been presented with him. But I had the pleasure of going to Newark to attend the ceremony. It was really lovely. He was one of 6 students from the northern New Jersey area who were presented with awards. So, and he was very gracious in thanking everybody for helping with this, and he was very specific about giving credit to Sarah and Vanessa for having equal part in the process.
Thank you, Mrs. Winkler. It's especially interesting, and especially about the students and all the music awards. Thank you for that list. Ms. Moore, you had something to say?
Yeah, I had, to be honest, the title kind of had gotten me to go to the event, but the Surviving and Thriving in the Adolescent Years, the Raising Adolescents, Fostering Independence. I'm really glad I went. It was a really great program to offer to the parents and to the community. It was really meaningful to see, to understand that you're not the only person with a middle schooler trying to figure out the ways of the world. So I really want to thank Mr. Ritter and then Dr. Damaras and Noel Baxter and just so I'm missing anyone, Dr. H.M., Dr. Mast, and I'm probably missing someone, but they really, it was great. They had the kids in one room and working with the high school students.
Yeah, the National Honor Society students.
The National Honor Society students, which is a lot better than us talking to our kids sometimes. But it was really great. It was really well run. I give a lot of credit to the teachers. The passion that they showed for what you guys do and for why you're in the field of education was quite clear. Everyone really seemed to be passionate about being there. So thank you for not making me think I'm a crazy middle school but also for that great event. I'm sorry that I didn't get to go to the previous two, and we'll make a point to in the future. It was really well worth it. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Moore. Anyone else?
I just wanted to, I thank the board members and the SPFEA. I want to thank the administrators who were involved in negotiations, and just point out that after that very late night, they were here after 2 or 3 hours of sleep doing a board presentation this morning on the budget, and they were still there last night when I came for the evening board presentation on the budget. So they did a good job of supporting the whole process, and so we thank them too.
Thank you, Mrs. Barry. Yes, thank you, Dr. Hayes. Thank you, everybody who had any participation in our negotiations, and for your wherewithal to be here for the next day too. Wow. Anybody else would like to make comments? I know we have new artwork. Beautiful, as usual. I'm so pleased to have the opportunity that we get to enjoy the artwork every couple of weeks. All right, if no one else has anything, I'll just remind you of the upcoming meetings. Thursday, April 25th will be our next regular public Board of Ed meeting, and we will have the budget adoption. And Thursday, May 9th, open agenda. Wednesday, May 29th, will be retiree staff recognition. Thursday, May 30th, the regular public meeting. And at this time, I'd like to have a motion for adjournment. Excuse me, we're going back into executive. We're going to adjourn from public to discuss the special ed update, the suspension and detention report, the legal status report, and the negotiations update. Thank you, and Mrs. Winkler. All those in favor? Aye. No one's going to say no. I'll see you inside.